proceeding looking on the lipid, which is the organic constituent, and on the previous session we tried to see the biological test of the lipid. We have seen we have three, that is the Sudan 3 test, we have the emulsifying test, and also we have the gray spot test. So in this session we are going to see the functions of a lipid. Lipid tumeona structure zake, tumeona formation yake. Sasa hii lipid inakuwa na kazi gani? So now here simply we can say that the first function of a lipid, they are structural component of a membrane. For instance, we have the phospholipid and glycolipid. So unaweza ukaona they are structural component of a membrane. So ukienda kuangalia membrane yoyote lazima itakuwa na this component, that is the phospholipid together with the glycolipid. So ina contribute kwenye formation of the membrane, that is the cell membrane of any cell. There must be this structural component, that is the phospholipid and that glycolipid. We have already seen the function of it. So that's it contribute to the formation of the cell membrane. Another function of the lipid here, we can simply say that they insulate the body against the heat loss. For example, the fats found in the subcutaneous layer of the skin are an insulating blanket. So now you can say that the lipids, they are used as insulator. So they insulate the body against a cold environment. For instance, hapa unaweza ukaona the fat layer which is found in the skin. This fat layer ambayo inaitwa subcutaneous layer. After the epidermis, the layer beneath it ndio ambayo inaitwa subcutaneous layer. So this subcutaneous layer, it is a fatty layer. Why is it found there? It's just because of protecting and also to insulate the body if it is cold. So now you can see the importance or the function of this lipid. And another function in the lipid, they are the source of energy. Therefore, they are used as alternative respiratory substrate when carbohydrates are completely exhausted. So tunasema kwamba hii lipid ndio ambayo inatumika as a second respiratory substrate. Kwa maana kwamba pale ambapo carbohydrates they are completely exhausted within the living organism, zimetumika zote. So the body now will use the lipid which are found in different parts. They are stored, remember the lipid, they are stored in different parts of the body. For instance, they are found within the heart, they are found within the kidney, in different kind of organ, but also in different physical part of a living organism. So now pale ambapo yale carbohydrate, for instance glucose ambayo ilikuwa maybe stored kwenye liver ikatumika yote ikaisha. So hapa ndipo umuhimu wa hii lipid una came up. Lipid inatumika as a source of respiratory substrate. Zinaenda kuchukuliwa zile fat ambazo zili stored in different parts. For example, in female, the fats they are found in the breast. So those fats will be used as the second respiratory substrate. So that's all. But another function of the lipid here, you can see they are the source of the metabolic water. So this is important source of water for animals found in the arid and semi-arid areas such as the camels. So now also this lipid, they are the source of water. Remember, while we are discussing on the process of formation of a lipid, tukasema kwamba tunapotengeneza lipid, there is a formation of bond that involve the loss of water. Yale maji ambayo yanatengenezwa, ambayo tuliona 3 molecules of water, they are created by the formation of 1 molecule of lipid. Yale maji yaliyo be lost through that reaction ndio ambayo yanatumika within the body. So those water, they help these organisms which they live in arid and semi-arid areas. For instance, we have the camels. You can be asked into the exam. Why the camels, they tend to survive in arid area? It's just because they have these lipids. So the lipids which are found within it, they are used to make the metabolic water. So the metabolic water will be used within the body, while the camel, they are not drinking any water because of the presence of a lipid which is found in the back of their body. Another function of a lipid, that is, since lipids are less dense than water, they aid in buoyancy in aquatic animals such as whales. So kwa sababu tu lipid, we have already seen the structure, that is, they are less denser than water. So kama ni less denser than water, ndipo ambapo ina allow this it tend to provide buoyancy to this fish, for instance, aquatic animal. We have the aquatic animal, that is the whale, nyangumi. Nyangumi anaweza kuelea akiwa kwenye maji, while nyangumi ni animal, remember, but they have this tendency of living within the sea or within the ocean. It's just because there is a presence of a lipid in their body, so they help them in buoyancy within the water. But also the lipid, they are precursor of important body requirements such as the vitamin D and sexy hormones. So tunasema kwamba hizi lipids, they are just a precursor. Tukisema precursor, tunamaanisha kwamba they are initial point of several bodies function, or they are initials of several important requirements of a body. For instance, we have vitamin D, and also we have sex hormone. Tukisema sex hormone here, we mean the testosterone. Also we have the progesterone, we have estrogen. All of them, they are lipid that they come from the steroid, na ndio maana tunaita the lipid, they act as a precursor. What kind of precursor which made the sex hormones? That the steroid. But also the lipid, they protect the internal vital organs such as heart and kidney. This we have already seen, that is, within the heart or within any organic, within any organ of a living organism, specifically mammals, tunasema kwamba they do have the fat. So the fat which are found within the heart or within the kidney, they tend to protect the structure against any physical damage. So that's all. But another function of a lipid here, we can simply say that they form protective layer against the water loss, for example, waxes in a plant. So also those waxes which are found within a plant, those are the lipid. So due to the lipid nature, so now tunasema kwamba it tend to protect water loss within a plant. We have already seen, I hope you know the structure of a leaves. So within the leaves there is a cuticle. So within the cuticle is whereby you can find these waxes. So it tend to protect the layers against the water loss within a plant. Another function of lipid, simply we can say that it facilitates fast conduction of a nerve impulse, as they are integral part of myelinated nerve fiber. tuliona while we are discussing on the derived, I think no, in the compound lipid tuliona kwa mfano zile tuliziona sphingomyelinated which are found within the brain. So due to the presence of those lipids, it tends to speed up the rate of conduction of nerve impulse. Also the myelin, it is made, or it is structure, it is made with this lipid, so that it help or it facilitate easy or rapid conduction of a nerve impulse. But also we have another function, that is they are component of some enzymes. So tukija kuangalia some enzymes, they have been made with these structures which are the lipids. So now you can see, we're going to see the importance of a lipid, the lipid within the enzyme while we are discussing on the enzyme. And the last function here, that is they form plasma proteins such as the lipoprotein, which facilitate transportation of a lipid in aqueous environment of the body. So now you can see also within the living body, it tend to have this structure, which is the lipoprotein. They form a plasma proteins, such as the lipoprotein. These lipoproteins, it tend to have, or it tend to facilitate transportation of lipid in aqueous environment of the body. And those are the functions of a lipid. There are a lot I've already mentioned to you and I've already explained. So my student, it is your task now to feed up your brain with those points. If you have been asked into your exam now, it will be easy for you now to answer. So my student, by saying so, and this marks the end of our today's session. And thank you for following us, Educare TZ. And bye-bye. Have a nice moment.